Hey guys, Legendary here. Sorry if this is late at night, but hey, you guys will probably just see it anyway. Now, this one is actually pretty interesting. 2005 Kong in the How to Train Your Dragon universe is something pretty interesting because it adds that different factor to it. It's not Godzilla, it's not Rodan, it's not Ghidorah, something that could easily fit in this verse here. And you guys know I've done monsters and characters in the How to Train Your Dragon verse, such as Bagora, and I think I did the Faded 4 as well as a couple others as well. So in all honesty, yeah, this is actually pretty it's pretty interesting. There are several ways I can see this going. Well, one, this would have to happen between the probably the events before How to Train Your Dragon 3 would happen. I think it would actually be pretty interesting to see it happen, what was happening in between the events of How to Train Your Dragon 2 and How to Train Your Dragon 3. Plus, I think I know how to way to make Kong's obsession with blonde girls actually work out here. So in all honesty, I think in this verse, Kong's species would actually thrive. I don't think they would have any diseases because their diseases did not come about until around the 21st century or whatever that time period was. So yeah, you guys understand, right? Plus, with the lack of predatory, creatures that could actually haunt them, even their competition, the likes of the Vistatosaurus Rex here. Vistatosaurus Rexes were more or less the predators, apex predators on the island. But like in Monster Hunter, there are dominant life forms on the island as well, or dominant herbivores on the island, and the Kong species was that herbivore. It's actually known that the Statosaurus Rex and the Kongs actually simply just beef with each other over territory. And if a Kong happened to die during one of those beefs, yeah, a V Rex would, eat them. It was really just, nothing about it here. But with that being said here, these guys would basically have the Monster Hunter equivalent of turf wars, with either side coming out on top and being the victor, but still sustaining heavy injuries in the fight here. I can actually see V Rexes being, having broken legs, maybe even broken and fractured ribs and stuff, maybe even torn off limbs from the sheer strength of the Kongs here, while the Kongs will have severe bite marks and gashes in their body. Now, how would I fit Kong in the verse, right? I would fit Kong on a remote island with the buffaloid species. Okay? You must say, well, why the buffalo species? Well, one, it's a rare dragon. A very rare dragon that was hunted to extinction. So why not have an island where this is their last stand? This is their last this is their last place to actually exist on, Earth. Another dragon I would definitely have is the Crimson Gorgutter, a very powerful legendary dragon. Okay? It's not as big as the other legendary dragons, but it's definitely a powerful one in its own right. Plus, it's an extremely aggressive, probably herbivoral dragon, maybe. I think it's a herbivore, or maybe it's, a omnivorous. In all honesty, some of these dragons specialize in just eating fish, which would make them piscivores like Baryonyx and Sugamimus. But then again, even they like to have an iguanodon every now and then here. But yeah, having the Crimson Gore Gutter, a very powerful boulder class dragon on this island here, and the species in general, would just definitely cement the role as the Crimson Gore Gutter being a common dragon on this island in general. Not too much of a threat to the Kongs here, considering the fact that I don't think they would attack something as big as Kong. Kong would actually be around the same size, if not slightly bigger than the Crimson Gore Gutter. So again, very impressive creature here. I think I would definitely have it on the island. Now, in terms of natural predators, I don't really see the Kongs having any unless they go into the water. So, if I had to pick a dragon, right, that would be their natural predator once they go into the water. Ripper, easily. The Kongs are probably going to the water to either bathe or to eat aquatic vegetation, and the submariner could take advantage of that and just just drain, just like vacuum them in and just straight up consume them like it's nothing. So again, I really just don't see a problem with the submariner being a natural aquatic predator of the Kongs here. I think it just fits the role very easily and very simply. He will simply just be like just sucking up, at least one Kong anytime they go into the water, and it would just be because of that. So again, here, pretty simple environment, right? So a very simple story here. We'll just have Vigo just try and capture one of the Kong species, and we'll say that our boy from the 2005 movie is the last one of his kind, or at least you think he's the last one of his kind here, right? So this is when Vigo actually decides to capture him and pretty much sell him on the back market, either as pelts, because again, Kongs are just a rare species in that verse here, or just pretty much sell him off to the highest bidder in general, along with his brother and the rest of the dragon hunters. So again, be a pretty easy and pretty quick proposition here, but the dragon riders would be intervening, and this is when they would also find the island and discover Kong. So very simple, very straightforward story. I think this is a classic How to Train Your Dragon story here. So these guys will be investigating the island, traveling all up through it, just doing their, usual routine of traveling an island they shouldn't have any business on, but yet they still somehow find their way towards the island. And this is when the group magically separates somehow, and Astrid is the first one to find our big lovely gorilla. Now, what happens here is pretty simple. Blonde girl, blonde girl loving gorilla. I think we all know what happens here. And no, we're keeping this PG. All right, we're keeping this child friendly here, people. Get your weird fetishes and fantasies out of your head. Now, considering Kong was able to respond to Anne by her screaming out of fear. I think we got the same thing here. Have Vigo or the other dragon riders ambush Astrid, and they're actually able to beat her. And right before they kill her or whatever, she lets out a scream saying help, and that's when Kong comes in just slamming down, killing the guards and eating them. Yeah, believe it or not, Kong was actually eating a couple of people during that movie. He probably was just using the steep just to kill them quickly and just fling them off. But still, I would consider that he's not far above using his jaws in a fight here. Probably not far above eating meat, considering primates will do that anyway. So it's revealed that Kong would probably be the last of his species on this island, and he would definitely be he would definitely be attracted to Astrid, showing him emotion and everything, defending her from the dragon hunters and whatever creatures they use in this one. He would actually be just super aggressive, even towards the other dragon riders, and which is understandable. He's just trying to protect Astrid. I would then have Vigo use that to his advantage, right? Vigo would lure in would use Astrid as bait to lure in Kong here, while the other Dragon Riders try to prevent this from happening. Unfortunately, this ends up going into Vigo's favor, and Kong is lured into a trap, and is well, pretty simple. He's captured and sedated. I think it was like dragon root or whatever that was able to subdue him. So let's say they hit him with so much dragon root that he's just subdued and just down for the count right now. All right. So that happens. He gets captured. The plan doesn't go accordingly, and Kong is able to eventually break free from his captors and begins to go on a rampage, destroying the ship, destroying them. And we can actually say this one way or another is that Vigo probably just won't make it here. Kong would be just absolutely animalistic and berserk, just trying to destroy the ship here, protecting Astra as much as he can. But I would definitely say Vigo gets a lucky shot in Kong's chest here. We would still see Kong, trying his hardest to defend here, ignoring that arrow tore in his chest. But again, I do think he would eventually get tired, and that would take a heavy toll on him as the dragon hunters escape here, or he kills them. You just never know. How to Train Your Dragon is a very interesting verse when it comes down to it. Okay, so there's two ways I could see this pretty much going. Right, number one, Kong dies, and they bury him on the island where his people existed. Okay. Asher is the one to give him the final farewell, telling her that she's sorry he got him into this, but at least she made his final moments heroic. Option two, there's more Kongs. We have the Dragon Riders discover another island filled with Kongs, and it's a much bigger population. Much bigger population than normal, and they're able to transport Kong to this island where he could live happily with another family of Megaprimatus gigantifus. By the way, that's what Kong species was called in that movie. So in all honesty here, yeah, having 2005 Kong in his verse is pretty simple. Monster Kong pretty much just slaps everything in his path, and his species would just thrive. They would probably have to be an underground to mid subterranean species. Okay, because again, they're just too big for the surface to handle, and just not enough food for them up there. But let me know what you guys think down below. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and share it to friends. And I'll see you guys later.